welcome back to Factorio. I'm Hitman82. This is episode 47. Well, what are we doing today, you ask? And well, you should. Oh my gosh. So last episode, well, I'll just let you see it. There you go. That's the start of it right there. So we've got about 5 or 6 of each thing. Now we won't need, for instance, all 6 of these fuel things going all the time. It'll only be like 1 going right now. But just having the machines there and ready for demand is good. So I'll show you. I've got lots of sulfuric acid, petroleum gas, low on heavy oil, and lubricant. So I'll have to sort that. Lubricant we'll handle right now. So I had this tank before. Remember, this was the area where all the stuff was, the refineries and stuff. So I got rid of the other tanks. There's only less than 100 in each tank, so I didn't bother. There's a bit in the line, so I just deleted it. But I want to pump this 890 units of lubricant out just to show you how it works. So here's a small pump. You can see the direction of travel. So we'll get power to it. And there it goes. See, it's pumping down the tank. And it will go until that's done, and then the tank will be empty, and I can remove that in the pump and these lines, because that line is going to go right past, see, like the rest. Okay, so we'll come back to that. What else? Let's look at the map. I've expanded the radar coverage, and as you can see, they're encroaching on me again. So I need to go out killing them again. Suppose I could leave them for now. The defenses will take care of them. I added some more solar panels up here, up near this copper patch, and some more down this way. I didn't want to go too far because I think I'll be using the space down here, but we'll see. Just looking at my list here, so it's going to be a little disjointed until I'm done going through showing all the stuff I did. I showed you the oil setup. Now there is one thing about the oil that's somewhat complicated. You see these red lines here? I don't know how well you can see them. There's the power line, that's orange, and then these red lines. That's a circuit network. So what you do is find a circuit. Oh my gosh, I don't have one made. There we go. You can. I haven't used them before, but I think the green ones work the same way. But so what you would do is, let's pop down a power pole. Let's use a big pole. No, we'll use a small pole because I don't want to connect. But for instance, what we would do is we would connect that pole to one of these tanks. And then we tell this to read the contents. So when we mouse over this, you see in the right it shows 2.4K of oil in that tank. So that's how we can read the tank contents. And when I hoover that up, I don't get that back. Okay, so what I've done here, if you can see, I connected these tanks. Oh my gosh, and it's hard to get through here with all these pipes. But that's about as neat as you can do it, I think. Or neat as I know to do it. So I connected a power pole to each of these tanks, and then connected the 3 tanks to this big pole. So you can see it shows the readout. Oh, there we go. Light oil, petroleum, and heavy oil, it shows on the right there. So this is reading all 3 of those tanks. And then it sends that info down the red circuit wire to this big pole, where it connects to these things called decider combinators. And what these do, they act like on-off switches, I guess. So let's look at, for instance, we've got heavy oil. We want that to make the heavy oil into light oil. And then we crack the light oil. So we don't want it to use all the heavy oil because, for instance, right now there's very little heavy oil and very little lubricant. So I want all the heavy oil to go to lubricant. So I don't want this crack in the oil. So what this does, if I click on it, it's reading the contents. Heavy oil is, if it's greater than 1.5K, output a red signal that equals 1. And then we look at this one. This light oil, if it's less than 2,000 units, it output a red signal of 1. See? And those are hooked into, you see there's an arrow on either side of the combinator. A combinator here, I'll show you another one over here. See? It's like that. So the right side of it on this particular one with the arrow going into the combinator is the input, and then the output is the arrow coming out. So both of these output, I just chained them together and then put them on this small pump. So if we click on the pump, we tell the pump to enable mode of operation, so to operate, if the red signal equals 2. So both of these have to be true before that pump turns on. and then it releases the heavy oil to the pumps, and then they all are to the chemical plants, and then they crack it into light oil. Okay, so that's that's the heavy oil. I just left. You see over here, I want the lubricant tanks as full as often as possible. So I didn't even bother putting a limiter on that. It's just gonna run it whenever there's heavy oil until it's full, and then all the overflow goes into being light oil. So on this one, I set it to if the light oil is greater than 2.3K to make it into fuel, which I'll use for a rocket later, and I could also use for making like for supplying furnaces or whatever that needs fuel, like coal or whatever it needs for fuel. It'll take that stuff. Over here, this is the light oil cracking into petroleum. So we told it to put out a gray signal if if there's more than 1.5K of light oil and less than 1.5K petroleum, then enable the pump and it will make more petroleum. I thought I had 3 set up, but oh yes, okay, I show them all. Okay, so that is circuit networks. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. I'm not an expert, but I can tell you a little bit. I can probably help you get started if you're trying to do so. Back to this, the tank is empty, so we'll hoover up the tank. And this has a little bit of lubricant in it, don't care. And we'll pull those out and stick this one in here, there. Okay, there's that empty. Oh, hoover that up, clean up our mess, and all that nice and clean. I even came out and hoovered it. No, I didn't. I'm gonna hoover the ground. So I've added a few things, such as mining out this little iron patch because the iron was getting a little thin. I set up copper over here. I'm gonna try and hoover up that patch. So I'm just getting these little patches because that's about all I've got at this point. And then they go over here and feed onto the iron ore line and the copper line. I expanded the furnaces a little bit back this way towards me here to the west. I expanded them out a little bit. I expanded the copper as well, but it kind of runs into this, so I could only do half a line. Now you'll see here, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. Oh my gosh, and if I keep falling on that belt. I put a couple chests here full of wood, and then stack inserters so they can output a lot of wood here. And the reason for that is because I truncated the coal line because I don't want to feed these coal anymore. So they'll start feeding wood in, and I'll have tons and tons of wood, so that's not an issue. Okay, and I think that about brings you up to date. I'm gonna get on my train here and head up to the oil field there. First of all, let's see how you doing here, train. Okay. Run across in front of the train. It's okay though. You see all these oil drums? It's because it's full, so that's fine for it to sit here. It doesn't matter where it sits. So it'll sit here until those 40 drums that are in it get unloaded. So as I use stuff, it'll get used up. Okay, let's go visit Oil North. So away we go. Choo-choo, coming through. And let's see how fast we're going. Oh my gosh, it keeps moving. Stop moving, train. I'm trying to... Oh, never mind then. Go for the biters. Oh, here they come. I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay, and here go the robots. And what they're doing is I had the final 39 little thingy do first efficiency modules here. So these are now at 80%. Aw, I almost feel sorry for them. Not really though. Oh, they just want to play. They come into play and I kill them. Such a jerk. So let's go back to base oil. I think I showed the base already last time. Well, there it is anyway. Zoom, I'm gone. If I didn't show it, I thought I did, but if I didn't, I'll go back and show it later if one of you comments and says, hey, you left it out. Mind you, I might be recording a few episodes today, so we'll see. Alright, we're driving along this nice big rail system, so the next thing I think I'm going to have to work on is getting my robot network up and running. So that's for both construction as well as logistics. Oh my gosh, so that's going to be a bit of a chore. So let's go see first how we're doing on the belts. Well, looks like greens are taking a beating, and why is that? Just slow, so it looks like maybe I should add more. So let's do that now, what the heck, right? Oh, by the way, I also added, over here on the left, I added a little bit, no, I'll just walk over and show you. I added more of the red circuits because that was really lagging behind. So I had to upgrade the factory for the wires to a level 3 factory. How are we doing there? Minus 80, okay. And I did that because the bottom ones weren't getting any of the copper wire. So I'm probably pretty near my limit on how many I can go on this without upgrading all this stuff. So I'll have to do something there. Upgrade, I added I think, did I add more of the blue? Maybe not. Okay, so back over here, we're going to copy. Copy. Ready to copy. Here we go. We'll copy that. And is that right? Right enough. Okay, so obviously I need more assemblers and more level, is that level 2 thingy-doofers? Alright, we'll go get those now. See, now if I had a logistics network, they'd either bring them to me, because I'd have them requested, or else, if it's in range of the construction area of the roboports, they'd actually come just grab this stuff out of the storage and go and build it themselves. So we'll get there. Whoops, I almost screwed that up. Grab some of those, and where are modules? There they are. What? No level 2 modules? Oh, sad face. Okay, we'll have to wait on those. See, it's because of the red circuits. They're just not getting enough of them. That's not ideal, is it? Okay, so we'll run back here, and then it'll build the rest of those. They won't have the efficiency modules, but meh, that's not critical. Okay, so that'll move things along a little bit better. We'll see if the copper can keep up. I'll probably have to upgrade those to fast belts. I imagine I need to do some major upgrades of fast belts here, replace all those yellow belts. So we'll do that off screen though. Okay, so give me a moment and I will go and get some roboports and we'll start setting up our robo network. Whee! Well then, I guess the first thing I need to do is set up the roboport automation. Wow. Words today, I tell you, words. Okay, so let's get that set up first. That won't take long. So this will be roboports. Where are your roboports? There you be. So this needs steel, gears, and red circuits. Let's get all that down here. And I'll grab it off the thingies. We'll just grab them like this. And it needs a long handle. Whoops, only best limit. Now they go in stacks of 5, so I'll just do 20, I think. Even though that's going to eat up some red circuits, I'm going to need them right away. Come on, hurry up. What's taking so long? Robots. Okay, I think I've got... Oh, I could make a couple. I'll make one. That'll get us started. Okay, so the next thing is, where do you start? Now this is the hard part, because I have yet to figure out how to figure that out. And that's where to start on your robot network, because after that, everything moves outwards from that first roboport. So the spacing and stuff. And you'll see what I mean here. See that orange? That orange is the logistics range. The green is the range for construction of the bot. So if I place this here, you can see it could actually reach, if we mouse over this, you see how the orange covers half the chests? So these chests in the orange area, if I make those the roboport type chests, or the robot chests, they can pull from those chests, but because these are in the green area, they can't. So the green area is for construction only, the orange area you can also do construction. It has both. But anyway, we get another one. You see, it's linked. You see the oranges overlap. As soon as they touch, then it's linked. That means they're on the same network. So from here, I would probably try and get this to match up as efficiently as possible. And they have to be powered as well, and they use quite a bit of power. So you see, we would want it right about like that, and I would just keep doing this. But I don't know if that's where I want to start that. So I'm going to pause for a moment and have a look around and decide exactly where I want to put that first one down. So I'll be back again in a moment. Alright, so we've got some roboports here built. I'll place them. I put the first one down, and you can see there's the orange. I'm going to put the first line of them down, try and match them up so they'll fit between the bus and the stuffs. So of course, let's see where that first one's going to land. Right over top some pipes. So that's what we're going to have to deal with. So what we'll do is, and the same thing here. And we're gonna have some extra pipes in here. Oh well, life's rough. So let's see right here. Okay, and we need to get power to it. Let's do. If I do it this way, then I can get rid of this one, because I don't think we really need. Here. Actually, I'm gonna move that up. Put that there. There. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go around and just keep doing this. I don't think I'll show that on screen either. So we'll just do a little bit of it here, and then we're just about out of time for today. We do need to go and do some killing, so maybe we'll. I've done an awful lot of that though. I don't know if you guys want to keep seeing that. You're gonna have to tell me. So that's the only way I'll know. And this will give you some idea of what I'm in for. See, I need to now work around this. And it's exactly where I want it, and there's just, I mean, I could put it here and let them overlap. But I don't really want to do that because you end up just with a bigger mess. So I'll just have to do some creative moving them around, I guess. Yeah, see, if I went and did them along here, I guess that probably would have worked better. That's usually how it goes, right? I think I will move those down. Well, let's see. Where's that gonna come up here? Just looking at where I have to link up for up above. Right there. Okay, so that's gonna be right in the middle of the solar panels. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. But the solar panels, I think, will eventually be moving anyway into a bigger solar panel farm. Because when I look at the map here, where this rail is going around will probably be inside the base eventually. Now, Trillian had mentioned, why don't I build across this isthmus? And that is an excellent idea, and I think I will do that. I'll put walls across here. Well, probably more like cross than up, because you can't really do them diagonally very well. I guess they're doable, they're just not that pretty. But I'll wall across that little isthmus there. Probably another one across the bottom here, another little bit there, a little bit there. And as you can see, then really the only big spot I gotta seal up is over here. And that will, if I do that and I can push out beyond my pollution a little bit, that's going to really reduce the amount of messing around I'm going to have to do with the critters. Won't be on me quite so much until they get right up against my walls, basically. Now to do that, I'm going to need to do something about my pollution as well. So we've got very soon, and perhaps even next episode, we need to do electric furnaces. So we'll get that up and running too. So you know what? I think maybe next episode I'm going to do electric furnaces. What do you think of that? Right, so tune in next time for electric furnaces. Hey, hey. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.